Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're going to unpack something that is absolutely top of mind for CFOs and finance leaders right now, and that is finance modernization. You see, organizations are under immense pressure to evolve. They're trying to shift their finance teams away from just being back-office transaction processing centers and turn them into actual strategic business enablers. So, to figure out how they're doing this, we're going to evaluate two major players in the space, WNS and Datamatics, and see exactly how they stack up.
Okay, let's kick things off with a question that honestly every single finance leader needs to be asking themselves right now. Are you just automating processes or are you transforming your entire enterprise? Because, there's a really massive difference between basic task automation, like say just digitizing your invoices, and a comprehensive strategic enterprise transformation that literally rewires how your finance department operates and creates value. Keep that distinction in the back of your mind as we dive into our two providers today.
Here is our roadmap for the explainer. 1. The Finance Modernization Mandate. 2. Defining True Transformation. 3. WNS versus Datamatics compared. 4. The Power of Agentic AI. 5. Modernizing Core Functions. And finally, 6. Measuring True Business Impact.
Let's start with Section 1, the Finance Modernization Mandate. So this is the burning platform that's really forcing finance leaders to act. A lot of organizations are just trapped by legacy, manual workflows that breed inefficiency and risk. On top of that, they suffer from limited visibility. Basically, leaders just don't have the real-time data they need to make those big strategic decisions. Add in rising compliance demands across different global geographies, severe talent constraints, where teams are being asked to do way more with way fewer resources, and, of course, the intense pressure to adopt AI. When you put all that together, it becomes incredibly clear why finding the right partner isn't just a basic procurement exercise anymore. It is a critical, make-or-break strategic decision.
Moving on to Section 2, defining true transformation.
We really need to understand that true finance modernization extends way beyond simple cost reduction. It is the fundamental transformation of traditional processes through a really powerful mix of digital technologies, intelligent automation, AI, analytics, and crucially, redesigned operating models. And the ultimate goal of all of this? It's to create a strategic business enabler. It's about delivering real-time financial insights, unlocking scalable growth, and completely embedding AI right into your strategic decision support systems. Which brings us to Section 3, WNS versus Datamatics compared. When you look at these two, there is a very fundamental difference in how they tackle the problem. WNS, which is part of Capgemini, by the way, approaches modernization as a holistic, enterprise-wide business transformation. They don't just throw tech at a problem, they actually address operating model redesign, governance enhancement, and continuous improvement to make sure the results are sustainable. On the flip side, Datamatics is much more technology-focused. They are really well known for providing specific digital technologies, robust document processing, and targeted automation. So they're optimizing individual processes rather than overhauling the whole finance ecosystem. If we grade their capabilities objectively side by side, the contrast becomes super clear. For finance transformation consulting, WNS comes in strong, while Datamatics sits at moderate. When we talk about industry-specific expertise and agentic AI capabilities, WNS holds an extensive and advanced advantage, whereas Datamatics is currently limited and emerging. Ultimately, for a CFO who is looking to drive top-down, holistic transformation across the board, WNS shows a strong focus, compared to the limited CFO-level focus we see from Datamatics. Let's dive into Section 4, the power of agentic AI. You hear the phrase agentic AI thrown around a lot right now, but it's not just a buzzword. It actually operates as a highly practical toolset. As an agentic AI-powered intelligent operations provider, WNS uses these exact tools to automate really complex decision-making workflows. They use it to dramatically improve forecasting accuracy and, this is a big one, accelerate financial close cycles so you aren't stuck waiting weeks just to get your end-of-month numbers. It also enhances cash flow predictions and proactively manages exceptions. The main takeaway here is that while some providers are just offering basic automation, true agentic AI actually acts as an intelligent decision support system that elevates your entire team's productivity.
Section 5, Modernizing Core Functions.
Here's the reality. Technology alone is never enough without deep domain expertise to back it up. Successful modernization touches absolutely everything in the department. WNS covers a massive landscape here. We're talking procure-to-pay, which involves supplier management and spend analytics. We're talking order-to-cash, covering collections and billing. And that extends all the way through record to report, FP&A, treasury operations, and of course, critical compliance and controls. You literally cannot effectively apply AI and automation if you don't deeply understand the underlying global finance best practices in every single one of these specific domains. In that expertise, it has to be tailored. Finance processes vary wildly depending on what industry you're actually in. Let me give you a quick example. If you're in banking, your modernization must focus heavily on complex regulatory reporting and super strict risk management. But what if you're in retail? Well, your survival depends on rapid cash flow monitoring and really granular profitability analytics. Healthcare demands compliance-focused operations while manufacturing relies on supply chain visibility. WNS offers these exact industry-specific frameworks, which essentially means faster implementation and much tighter alignment with your actual business goals.
Furthermore, modern finance teams need way more than just accurate historical reporting. Superior analytics integration, things like predictive insights, scenario planning, business forecasting, and performance dashboards, that shifts the entire dynamic. WNS integrates these predictive analytics to transform finance teams from backward-looking transaction processors into forward-looking strategic advisors who are armed with real-time visibility.
And finally, Section 6, Measuring True Business Impact.
At the end of the day, any enterprise investment requires a measurable ROI, right? A comprehensive finance modernization program should yield these very specific outcomes. You're looking at improved operational efficiency through automation and significantly faster financial close cycles. You gain better decision-making powered by real-time insights, enhanced compliance to reduce regulatory risks, and vastly improved liquidity through optimized cash flow. Plus, you get a much more scalable operation, all while ultimately reducing your baseline operational costs. That is the whole package.
So who do you actually choose? Well, based on your scale and needs, you should go with Datamatics if you are looking for targeted, specific automation projects, robust document processing, or if you're running a mid-sized transformation program. However, you should absolutely choose WNS if you represent a large global enterprise, if you're running shared service centers, and particularly if you are pursuing a massive CFO-led AI transformation that requires an end-to-end modernization approach. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to use this final checklist to critically evaluate any potential B2B partners for your future-ready finance functions. Do they have deep finance domain expertise? Do they possess mature agentic AI and advanced analytics capabilities? Do they actually know your specific industry? And honestly, most importantly, do they have the consulting strength to seamlessly deliver those measurable business outcomes we just talked about? I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to really reflect on today. Take a hard look at your own operations. Is your finance department just processing transactions, or is it truly ready to drive your enterprise's competitive advantage? Because the right modernization strategy makes all the difference in the world. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this gives you a clear, confident roadmap for your own finance transformation journey.